The AI drivers only care about being on the racing line and they'll swerve into your path, ram you and rear-end you with no mercy to get there. That same racing line then tells them to slam their brakes in the slightest kinks in the road, but these are things every Horizon player is familiar with. That quote is about Forza Horizon 1, as I was making a video about my experience playing it for the first time in preparation for Horizon 6 coming out. The last line refers to how things have not really improved 5 games into the series. And yet, somehow, FH6 Drivatars in road racing are easily the most infuriating to race against in the whole franchise. But it's not because they're too fast. Actually, it seems the Drivatars have the same behavior as always, they stick to the racing line. But for some reason, the way the racing line is generated in Horizon 6 is different from all the previous Horizon games. Now, instead of braking in a straight line before turning in for a corner, it encourages braking hard while already turning. And this is not optimal, not in real life and not in Horizon's physics engine. I'll try to explain it briefly. The grip of your tires is like a budget which can be spent on turning or braking. If you exceed the budget, you lose traction, so hard braking and hard steering at the same time is a no-go. That's why racing drivers use trail braking. They brake hard in a straight line, then as they start turning they also begin releasing the brakes. For high-speed cornering, which pushes the tire grip to its limit, if you're braking while turning, you need to take the corner at a lower speed. This means braking for even longer and getting back on the power even later, losing a massive amount of time on the next straight. That is what the Drivatars do. It's not too hard to be faster than them by braking properly. The problem is you also have to overtake them. And their way of racing, created by the bad racing line, is horrendous. If you're trying to take the optimal line through a corner, but you're close to a Drivatar, or god forbid, multiple Drivatars, here's what happens. They get ahead of you by not braking before the turn. They slam the brakes on the apex, blocking you where you're already accelerating. Then they limp out of the turn, making you swerve to avoid slamming into them and giving them all your speed. It's not really a problem in dirt and cross-country racing, where even the so-called unbeatable Drivatars are a complete joke. The tracks there are much wider, but the AI drivers don't make use of them at all, braking way too much for turns and leaving you more than enough space to overtake. But in road racing, the joke is on you, the player. It doesn't matter if your car is built for power or for handling, you will get dive bombed then blocked. And the tighter the track is, the worse it gets. The electric city circuit in the narrow streets of Tokyo is probably the worst offender. Of course there needs to be a challenge, but when the goal of every race is to overtake 9 cars, and the act of overtaking is made so unfun, I feel the need to call it out. It's not like it gets more enjoyable on a lower difficulty either, as making the Drivatars even slower just makes them more prone to blocking you even harder. It's just a bit less frustrating because you don't have to be perfect when finding some way to get around them. Playground games, please fix.